Hello, guys, welcome to the Team Show. Yes, it's about you. And on the show today, I've got something special packaged just for you. And it's the second episode of the personal development series. And the last one was based on the soul. Yes, the soul. And we learned a lot about the soul, and I'm very sure you also learned a lot too. So you're welcome again to this other episode where we are going to be explaining and showing you the real you, which is the spirit. You are a spirit. Do you know that you don't die? Yes, you don't die because you are a spirit, and spirits don't die. Oh, were you scared you're going to die? Spirits don't die. Okay, I'm not saying that to make you feel good, but I'm telling you because that's what you need to know. Because spirits don't die. It's just the body that when it is tired of staying here, it just goes to rest. All right, and that's what man calls death. But in real sense, man, the spirit, does not die. Okay, so put your mind at rest. Okay, you're not gonna die. Okay, but well, another debate is, where are you going to spend your everlasting life? Is it in with God or somewhere else? So you need to answer that yourself. Okay, so that's by the way. So let me just do a quick recap on our last session, all right, our last episode about the soul. Okay, now I mentioned that the soul has four parts, which is the the mind, yes, the will, yes, the emotion, and then the intellect. And I also said that the mind has three windows. Imagine you are in a room right now. Let's just imagine this studio now, and has three windows to it. So the first one is the hind side. That means what happens at the past, which is also known as your memory. Okay, stored in your memory. Okay, so and then the inside, which is the contemplation window, which is happening now. Your insight, what's happening now, your consciousness now. All right, and then the foresight, okay, that is the imagination window, what's going to happen in the future. Do you understand? So those three windows are in your mind. Okay, in your mind. I know you can imagine, I know you can remember, and I know you can think of what to do now. All right, so that's the power of the mind. But another thing that I did not mention, okay, in that part that we did in the last episode, is that the mind is now divided into two particular layers, and those layers are called, number one, conscious mind and subconscious mind. Whew. Can you just be conscious, please? Okay, be conscious of this. All right, now when you talk about the conscious mind, we are saying your awareness, your now. All right, when you bring something to your consciousness, or when you are conscious of something, it means that's what's happening now. All right, we are conscious of something. Now, that conscious layer of the mind is called the conscious mind, is the first layer. All right, is the layer that absorbs the things that your body gets into your soul. Do you understand? So we are going to be talking about the body in the next episode, obviously, but you need to understand this part of you, all right, which is the conscious mind. It's called conscious mind. So be conscious, all right, be conscious. So now the next one is the subconscious mind. Now that subconscious mind is very powerful, okay, and it's also called the heart. The heart, yes, your heart. Your heart is not that one that beats in your body or that pumps blood. It's the heart, but the function of that one is just to pump blood. Yes, that's all. But the function of the heart, when someone says follow your heart, okay, that doesn't mean you should follow the direction of your beating heart. It means follow who you are. That's what it means, actually. So the subconscious mind, because the word sub is from the Greek word which means under. Sub, under. So subconscious mind is the heart. Now, how do you construct, or how does your heart come about? Now, the subconscious you, all right, gets things downloaded into it based on how many things are repeated in your conscious mind. Please take note of these things. You can take your pen and your paper and write them down, outline them, so that it will help you in going through your notes when you are done watching this. Are you following? So your conscious mind, anything you have repeatedly in your conscious mind, okay, gets downloaded into your subconscious mind, and that is your heart. So whatever you have done over time consistently is now downloaded into your subconscious mind, and that is who you are. Have you ever said anything subconsciously before? Spontaneously before? Yes, that's you talking. That's you talking. All right. So have you ever also heard what this expression, repetition is the mother of retention? What does that mean? It means the more you repeatedly are conscious of a particular thing, a particular truth, a particular lie, or a particular fact, all right, the more your subconsciousness absorbs it, and then whenever you are asked in the later future, that is what spontaneously comes out of you as an answer, even when you are not thinking about it. That is what it means, and that's who you are too. So you need to be conscious, like I was stressing in the last episode. You need to be conscious, all right, conscious of the content you consume. That's the CCC code right now. You need to be conscious of the content you consume, because the more you consume the wrong content, the more the wrong content is absorbed into your subconsciousness, and the more your life goes in the wrong direction. Do you understand that? So that's why this platform is for the better version of yourself. Now, the Greek word for soul is what is known as psyche. And funny enough, in my research, I found out that the Greek, those who, always refer back to the Greek and all that, they made a very, very serious misconception. That's because those who propounded those languages were not in sync with God. And that's why I'm going to stress it again on this particular episode, that you have a misconception of life if you don't have life, the real life. All right. So now, in their definition of the soul, they said that soul is from the word psyche, and it means mind. And they stop there. Yes, the mind is powerful, all right? But the whole combination of the soul, according to God's standard, is the mind, the will, the emotion, and the intellect. Wow. Yes, that's very, very true. I was shocked myself. I was really shocked myself. So that's that. So now I said something also here. We are just doing the summary of the soul, that the insight of your hindsight determines your foresight. The insight of your hindsight determines your foresight. The insight of your hindsight determines your foresight. What does that mean? Which means how you contemplate your past, or how you interpret your past, will determine what you will see or imagine about your future. All right. So now, knowing this, that your past, your present, and your future are very paramount, and you cannot enter into a wonderful, beautiful, blissful future if you do not know how to interpret your past in your present. There are a lot of people that are locked up in their past experiences. All right. You are bigger than that. You are bigger than your past experiences. All right. Look into the future, and your life will never remain the same. So that's what it means. So I've explained the two layers, the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. All right, and so on and so forth. So your mind is very, very important, and that's why you hear the word mindset. So whenever you hear the word mindset, so what is talking about? They're talking about your soul. All right, your mindset. And one other thing is your mindset. Okay, is setting your mind the way you want your mind to set you, and it's very simple. That's the truth, is what I just used that analogy to explain. Mindset is setting your mind the way you want your mind to set you. All right, so whatever you get into your consciousness will determine what you will be conscious of. So be careful with the content you consume. Consume the right content, and you will be a glorious content to your generation. Okay. Okay, now the next one, will, is what determines what you choose, or your choice, all right, or your decisions in life, and what you are enthusiastic about, passionate about, and all that. And then the next one is emotion. I also stressed emotion yesterday. Emotion is the feeling that you have, all right, the mood that you have, and it's also divided into two, which is the positive emotions and the negative emotions. The positive emotions: joy, peace, happiness, excitement, and so on. Fulfillment is a positive emotion. Negative emotions, we have sadness, anger, fear, guilt, and all that. All those are negative emotions. And fear is false evidence appearing real. Fear is false evidence appearing real, and fear has kept a lot of people under serious bondage, under serious setback. All right, imagine you have a very wonderful, powerful idea, and then you're afraid that nobody's going to listen to you. I mean, a lot of people are like that. I hope you're not like that. Okay, people may not listen to you at the very beginning. A lot of you didn't when I started this. Even me, I didn't listen to myself because I was like, oh God. But then you need to take a step of faith, actually. Okay, you need to believe in yourself. You need to believe in your idea and hold it in high esteem, because if you don't believe in it, no one else will. You are the first believer of your idea, okay? And you have to believe that idea and hold it in high esteem before others can believe and follow you too. So that's very, very important. So you need to have do away with fear, okay? This false evidence appearing real. It appears real in the physical, but it's not actually real. So we're going to be dealing with that. We're going to be dealing with that. So you need to follow step by step in all of this. So I've been able to establish that. Okay, so we also talked about your intellect. Okay, this is the faculty of learning, where your knowledge is stored, what you know, and how you are learning, unlearning, and relearning whatever knowledge, all right, in whatever field that you find yourself. You can be a lawyer, all right, your intellect. You can be a footballer, you can be a photographer, you can be a teacher just like me, a talk show host just like me, or a pastor, or whatever it is that you do. You're a fashion designer, the hairstylist, whatever business you do, all right. Okay, you need to learn that. You need to learn that. Okay, permit me please. Okay, you need to learn that, right? So that's the intellect. Okay, so now, why am I stressing the soul? Okay, because the soul is the middle you. The soul, whatever happens in your soul, okay, is very, very paramount to your growth and your development in life. It's very, very important. And that's where we keep repeating mindset, all right? If you don't see it in your mind, you can never have it in your hands. So what you do with your mindset, what you do with the content of your mind, the content of your consciousness, will determine where you're going to end up tomorrow. Do you understand? So the soul is important. I will keep emphasizing it. Well, the content we'll bring on this platform, on this channel, and the people will bring for interviews on this channel are going to be telling you how their mind have shifted and changed over time as they keep learning and improving themselves, all right, with their experiences and with the experiences of others. So get ready for a wonderful time out with improvement of your mind and your mindset. Okay, so I've been able to explain a little bit about what your soul is and the compartments of your soul. So now I'm moving on to the spirit. The spirit, your spirit. You are a spirit. I made mention of it before, that a man never dies. A man does not die. You will not die. And that word man is a spirit, and that spirit is from the Hebrew word ruach. Okay, ruach, and ruach means breath of God. Breath of God. Okay, breath of God. So if you do not know God, if you are disconnected from God, that ruach, or that breath, all right, is separated from God, which is the source of all men, because God is the Father of all spirit, right? So, but if you are not in Christ, if you're not born again, you still have your spirit, but that spirit is living a different kind of life. Do you get it? So we say that the person is dead spiritually. So it also means that the person is living, but the person is not enjoying the full potential of him or herself. Do you understand? So it's a Greek word, the Hebrew word, first Hebrew word is ruach. It means breath. While the Greek word for spirit is pneuma. Okay, pneuma. Okay, it means wind or breath. Okay, so that's what it means. So, but when man sinned, man was separated from God. You know the history of human beings. All right, when Adam sinned in the Garden of Eden, God had to send him out, and God even told him that the day you eat of this fruit, that's the day you die. Okay, and that death there doesn't mean it's going to but it means that you're going to be separated. Also, and Adam was separated from the life of God, but he still had his spirit, right? But he was dead, right? So in that sense, now, so how do you now understand the spirit? Because the spirit and the soul are very, very intricate entities. All right. So, but the spirit is the you that has three senses, or is the you that has three senses. The first one is the conscience. The first part of your spirit, the first part of you is conscience. Conscience. The second part of you is koinoma. Okay, or that's the root word for koinonia, or fellowship. All right, and then the last one is intuition or insight. Okay, I'll explain that. Now, these three parts of you, which is the real you, which is the spirit, which is breath of God. Okay, now when man separated, or got separated from God, that entity was now subjected to lower and lesser deities. Okay, deities or gods. So now, the quest that man has, that deep sense of worship that a man has, that you have, okay, that you have, is to tell you that you are a worshiper. You are a man created to worship a higher supreme being than yourself. So that's the indication, actually. So since man got separated from God, he had to look for other sources to pay homage, other sources, so he can pay homage and worship to those deities. Do you understand? So that's what is called spiritual death. So, but he still has his conscience, but he's dead. All right, he still has his fellowship. He still fellowships with all these entities, but that's not what God really wanted. And he still has his intuition or insight or prompt knowledge that the mind, or the soulish mind, cannot really grasp. Do you understand? So that's why when a man is subjected to demons or to other spirits that are not God, you see the man doing things. He will say, I don't know what came over me. So that has the capacity to subdue your consciousness, subdue your soul realm, to subdue your intellect. Do you understand this? So that is what it means. So, but once a man is born again, all right, born again, which means accepted the lordship of Christ. So rebirth happens in a split second. A rebirth happens. Now, once a rebirth happens, what happens then is that conscience, that fellowship aspect, that intuitiveness is refined and brought under a new dominion, and that's what is called new birth. Do you understand? So that is who your spirit is. That is who you are as a spirit. And see, this conscience or this breath does not die. If you watch and seen films before, where you see the moment the person dies, something comes out like a breath from the nose or from the mouth comes out. That's the real person, and that person does not die. Do you understand? That person doesn't die. If you don't understand now, don't worry, you understand later. Okay, so you can do your research too and find more about this. So your conscience is very, very, very key. Your koinoma, that's the aspect of you that longs to worship someone or something. All right, and then the next one is the intuition, or that insight. All right, that prompt, instant notion to do something instantly beyond your normal soulish mindset or what you know. Do you get it? And that's because there is already a higher force, all right, over that spirit. Do you get it? So depending on what or who you subject your spirit to. I hope you got the point. So that's that. So as a man, whoever you subject yourself or your spirit to will determine the conscience, fellowship, insight, or intuition you will have. So if, for example, you subject your conscience, your mind, your conscience your fellowship and your insight to a wrong spirit, an angry spirit, and you're always worshiping, for example, the devil. So you discover that you'll be prompted to be angry. You'll be prompted to do things that when that thing clears from your eyes, and you say, what? What just happened? So it's because you have subjected your spirit, yourself, to the worship of idols or worship of other gods. So the same thing happens when you subject that you to God Almighty, Christ Jesus. How would I mean? God Almighty, Christ Jesus, and you believe and you walk in that direction. His person, all right, his supremacy will rub off on you too. Do you understand? And then you'll be subjected to his kind of life, which is eternally beautiful enjoyment. Now, when I talk about eternally beautiful and enjoyment, it means the person is not going to die. All right, the person is not going to be suffering. All right, on the eternal platform. Do you get it? So that's what I mean. Okay, so a man does not die. A man is either going to eternally suffer or eternally enjoy. So you make your choice. All right. So, but it will become subject to that particular spirit that you have subjected your spirit to. So once a man is born again, accepted Jesus, the Spirit of God now enters into your spirit. Is now one with your spirit. All right, how do I do that now? One. All right, one with you. Okay, so it's a beautiful thing. Actually, it's a beautiful thing. So this is the process of the new birth. This is a process of a man. So but if you decide to not be subjected to this God Christ, and you just want to live your life in different sense, maybe serving another or worshiping another being aside this Christ. Now, whatever that being has, whatever that being expresses, is what you find yourself expressing. So, if you look at a Christian, for example, there are certain traits that God has that you expect to see in that person. So, why? The question is, there is a subjection, there is a worship. All right, that you must render to that being and that spirit. So who is your spirit subjected to? All right, so who are you worshiping? Because man is a worshiper. Man is a worshiper. All right, you always want to do something. You always want to worship somebody. You always want to be subject to someone. All right, even those, someone said that anyone that says I took the decision on my own, I was not influenced by anyone, that thought was influenced. All right, because you are never an independent entity. All right, and you are everyone living on the earth. All right, everyone living on the earth, 7.1 billion persons on the earth. All right, we are products of influence. We are products of one influence or the other. Do you get it? So that's very, very key. So I've come to the end of this episode. I know you learned a lot, and I also learned a lot. So you can drop your comments and your contributions, your suggestions, your questions, all right, in our comment section. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel also. So that's it. Your soul, very powerful. Your spirit, very, very powerful. And there are forces that determine, all right, how these entities will turn out to be. Do you get it? So as time goes on, we'll be explaining each of these terms so that you get to understand and get to live a better and a brighter life. All right, okay, in your journey in life. So it's a talk show platform, like and I've been talking. I've been talking and educating you about yourself that you need to know, and what you also need to know is go in search of knowledge. Okay, never stop learning, because the day you stop learning, you start dying. Okay, because knowledge is life. And I also said that it's not just enough to know. Whatever it is you know will only profit you if you put it to work. All right, because 1,000 good intentions is not compared to one action. So action is key. Take action. Take action. Take action. Take action, and then your life will be beautiful. Actually, I mean it. I mean it. Your life will be beautiful. So that's that. So the next episode we're going to be talking about the body. Now the body and the different parts of the body, and how your body influences your soul, and how your spirit influences your soul to influence your body. Because your spirit is what actually influences your soul and influences your body. and then your body influences your soul, all right, and then can also influence your spirit. Do you understand that? So all this intricate complexity of a man is very important, and the moment you understand it, I'm telling you, the moment you understand it, all right, your life will take a new turn. Honestly, in your business, take a new turn in your relationship, take a new turn in your academics, take a new turn in your career, take a new turn in anything you do. All right, basically in anything you do, and life is meant to be enjoyed. All right, you need to enjoy your life, and like I said, that, and I'll always say that life is a journey of always learning, because the more you learn, the more you need to learn. The more you learn, the more you learn that you need to keep learning. All right, so however you want to put it, life is a process that gives us different kinds of knowledge, and you have the power or the choice or the will. Okay, you have the will to the power of choice, all right, to choose what you want to learn, to choose who you want to become, who you want to become in life. All right, so, and then also note that when you were born, no man was born a doctor, no man was born a doctor, no man was born a lawyer, no man was born an accountant, no man was born a musician, no man was born a footballer, no man was born a farmer. So what happens between the time of birth to the time when the person says, I'm a doctor, or the person says, I'm a lawyer, or the person says, I'm a YouTuber like me? Oh my goodness. Or the person says, I'm a talk show host like Tim U Show guy, you know. So what happened between that time of birth and now is growth, is development, is learning, a qualitative increase in knowledge. All right, that's what happened actually, and that's what will happen. So whatever is happening now that you don't like, I'm telling you, the barrier, all right, between where you are and where you want to be is the knowledge you need to learn. The barrier, all right, the bridge between where you are right now and where you want to be tomorrow, all right, is the knowledge that you need to know. So get the right knowledge, all right, because that will bring out the right mindset in you and bring out the best part or version of yourself. Okay, because there's always a saying, if you're not informed, you will be deformed. If you are not updated, you'll be outdated. If you are not inspired, you will soon expire. And the day you stop learning, you start dying. All these things are not just gibberish. No, they are key factors and principles, universal principles of life. Whether you are in Canada or you are in UK or you are in Australia or Germany or Japan or China or Nigeria or Lagos or Ghana or South Africa, wherever you are, these are universal principles. Knowledge is key, all right, and then applied knowledge is a master. Is the master key, right? So that's it especially. So like I said, principles are universal, but the application of such principles are three things. It's personal, it's contextual, and geographical. So how you apply those principles is dependent on who you are, and how you apply those principles is dependent on the context wherein you can apply it. And how you apply those principles is also dependent on your geographical location, on your environment, all right, your physical or geographical location. Do you understand? So that's what I've got for you today. I know you've learned a lot. I know you've grown a lot. I know you've developed yourself in your psyche, your mind. All right, your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. So keep repeating this, all right? Repeat this, listen to this again, hear it again and again. What will it do? It will become the better version of yourself, and other contents like this that will help you grow financially, help you grow academically, help you grow spiritually, help you grow emotionally, intellectually. You understand all those things. So putting all of this together, all right, is what you need. These are the ingredients you need for a beautiful, glorious, and a wonderful life that you want. Tim U Show. I feel like talking and keep talking. All right, yeah, it's a talk show too, though. I feel like talking more, but the new show is about you. Thank you for subscribing, commenting, and following us on all our social media handles, on our TikTok, on our Facebook, on our Instagram, on our YouTube channel. All right, the name is the same, Team You Show. Why? It's because it's about you. All right, thank you for listening.